Howdy, cruisers. It's been a long time, I know. I just came back. Well, not really just came back, but I did not just do. Last month, I did an Alaska cruise, and I have to tell you, I am beginning to understand why some of these locals aren't too happy with the cruise ships in their port. The thing is, I don't really see a lot of people talking about what might be the specific problems, other than if you're a longtime resident, maybe, and you don't work in the hospitality industry. Yeah, maybe the cruise ships are a problem, and they block the view, they create crowds, but a lot of these are otherwise tourist towns, and they're built around hospitality. And I think the actual problem is not that the cruise ships are there, it's just the timing of the cruise ship visits. I remember a long time ago when I was actually studying hospitality management, there were a number of sections on scheduling resources, whether you operate a bar, a restaurant, or a hotel. That is a very big concern among these operators. And in an ideal world, you ask any restaurateur or hotelier, they will tell you that they would like to have the exact same number of customers for every shift every day. That is the absolute ideal situation for them because it makes scheduling and provisioning and everything a lot easier and predictable. So I'm thinking the real problem that some of these places are having with the cruise ships is not that they're there. They want the business. It's that they're there for such a short period of time. Now let's take Key West, a place I'm very familiar with. I have been going there since I was a wee lad, and yes, for day trips, for weekend trips, for longer trips, and I can see how a cruise ship schedule, a current cruise ship schedule would cause a problem. I looked at the port schedule, and the longest time is 10 hours. In fact, every cruise ship is either 8, 9, or 10 hours, and this is about through December, and they do anywhere from 20 to 30 calls a month. Now, why is this a problem? Well, it's because the cruise ships arrive between 7 and 9, which means all ashore, well, not all ashore, but going ashore is probably not until 9, maybe 10 o'clock. Guests go ashore, they might have a tour or an activity planned. Then everybody frees up in the afternoon, and all the hospitality businesses are slammed. So imagine being at Sloppy Joe's between 1 and 3 o'clock in the afternoon when guests have some time after their activities, but before they have to be back to the ship. That's probably not going to be a great experience, and it's an even bigger problem. Despite the additional business, it's a bigger problem for the business because now they have to schedule for this mini shift in the afternoon, make sure they're fully staffed, exactly, make sure they're fully staffed, and then all the cruise guests leave, and it's just a normal night. They don't really like to do this. They do this because of the business, but it's really not ideal. So maybe the solution is not to limit the ship visits, but to have more ship visiting hours by, well, working out a deal where the ships visit for a lot longer. If I was a bigwig in Key West, what I would be promoting is the ships arrive very, very early in the morning, like 6 a.m. They get tied up, they go through all the clearance rigmarole, and then guests ashore by 7 o'clock. And that means, yeah, if you're on board, you can get up, you can do your 3-mile run up and down Duval Street, walk around a little bit, maybe have breakfast at one of the cafes or back on the ship, do your little excursion. Then you have all afternoon to putter around the island. You can visit the various bars, go to one of the restaurants for dinner, and then enjoy the Key West nightlife, which is a big thing. It is a reason people go there, and it's something the cruise passengers are missing. So they're actually missing kind of half the experience. Yes, the Key West, not just the nightlife, but the late night life, because all aboard would be at 3 a.m. I know that sounds crazy, but yes, all aboard 3 a.m. Because, well, I think last call in Key West is 4, but a lot of places do close at 2, and 2 a.m. seems to be the normal last call time around the country, so I guess it's what people are used to. That way, cruise passengers get all day in port. They get all day in port. And what this means for the businesses on Key West is the cruise ship that is there every day is just like having another hotel. And it provides a nice, even flow of guests throughout the day for all the various services. And it's just something that the infrastructure would probably already be scaled to support. Nobody gets slammed. There's a predictable customer flow from breakfast all the way to the 1 a.m. drag show. And you know what? It's just, like I said, it's just like having another, 2,600 guest hotel on the island, which relatively is not necessarily, a big change. They deal with Fantasy Fest. So, having a couple thousand extra guests every day, that's okay. That is okay. And I'm sure they would all appreciate it. That's my advice for some of these towns. Don't limit the cruise ships. Don't limit the number of guests. Just make sure the guests are there long enough to enjoy and be able to take advantage of all of the facilities that you have to offer from morning until late night. Have you been on a cruise that has visited Key West? I have several times, but I've never gotten off the ship in Key West because it's literally like right there. But if you are on a ship that stops in Key West, and I am on a ship that stops in Key West, since I probably still won't go ashore, I'll see you on board.